Can you guys hear me? Let's see. You should be able to hear me. Let me bring this mic over here a little bit. And someone let me know if you can hear me. Let's do live chats. Chats. And where does this come up? Whatever. Okay, let me have to actually use my big, come on, why aren't you working? You guys there? Someone say hi. 14 people, I'm assuming it's on. Why can't I see this? Hide all chat messages, no, live messages, and it's so weird. Oh, what's up, Rich? Can you hear me okay? Oh, there's a bunch of you guys commenting. Okay, cool. Oh, it's so weird that, as usual, dude, this thing just always on the left-hand side. What's up, Nico? What's up, Timmy? All of a sudden, everything that's panned on this side that I can see just disappears, so I have to actually turn on this thing and just go right in there. But, so... All right, let me, come on, where can I put this thing? So funny enough, this morning I wake up and I noticed that some YouTuber was making a comparison video as a live stream today, comparing the sound that Scott Ian makes using, or his tone using his EVH EL34, and it's a given, it's 100 watt. I have the 50 watt, and I quickly glanced through this thing, and I'm like, yo, that's easy. I could basically duplicate almost the same exact thing. So I did, and I had so many text messages from boys that were just like, bro, you are so bad, and of course they picked up on the reference. Sometimes you just have to do that just to add to. It's Saturday, what's a Saturday if you're not having fun, right? So, that's my whole thing. So, let's see. Cool, thanks, Rich. ¿Cómo está, güey? Yo, so here's the one thing, and I know, yesterday's video, I kind of went into the whole Randall pricing, right? But I feel like EVH they've done exactly the same thing. Great amps, you guys know how I feel about the Iconic. Some people love it. Some people are like, I'll cope and deal with it. Other guys have been sending them back just because they didn't like it. Like I've talked to guys that have had them for a month. Someone just texted me the other day or messaged me and said, I think they've had it for like 25 days, and they're like, dude, I'm shipping it back. Like, I kind of don't like how it sounds. You can't really do too much with it, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So I guess $899, or rather $999, is now the new cheap. But $1,000 isn't a cheap amp, especially when you're tacking on another $100 for taxes. Like, you're now at $1,100 for an Iconic, but the EVH Stealth, dude, absolutely mind-blowing. One of my all-time favorite amps ever, the Stealth. But funny enough, the Stealth is now, is it $14.99? Right? Because that's gone up. That was it at one point $11.99? Now it's $14.99 or $16.99. And then, but here's the one thing. If you get, and you come across the EVH 50 watt 5153 EL34, like, dude, this amp rips. Like, I'm shocked because this one I bought it for $500, but before I had this one, I had purchased another one for 500 and was shocked that I even found the first one for 500. Sold it. I don't know. I think it was like 650. I met the guy, really nice guy. He actually had a YouTube channel or a YouTube podcast. So he was actually going to the casino. So I met him at the casino, and I think it was 650 that I sold it for, which is fine. You know, it's perfect price. You know, even at 650, it's still a great amp. Then found another one for 500, bought it, and what I didn't want to do the first time around is, if you guys are familiar with the EL34, the problem with it is not everyone wants to use the red channel, right? Let me see, why is this thing kind of blurry? Not everyone wants to use the red channel in any amp. You know, sometimes it's easier to use a blue channel and, you know, pick your gain stage and use whatever flavor you want, followed by using an overdrive pedal or a distortion pedal with the distortion cut back. So you basically get to shape your tone. The problem with the EL34, and I think is the reason why they were selling so cheap, is because there's a capacitor in it that is just makes the blue channel unusable. And I know that there are guys out there who are just like, I don't know why everyone's complaining. I absolutely love the EL34 by EVH and love that blue channel. You could not, for the life of me, the first time I had it, I only used the red channel just because the blue channel, regardless of what pedal you used, you couldn't really shape it because it was already pre-shaped, right? Here's this capacitor that's kind of throwing a wrench in the works, and any pedal you threw at it, you kind of couldn't really create the tone you wanted because it had such a distinct, weird, odd tone to it that any tone that you were used to creating with any blue channel wasn't there. It was just completely different. And then Kyle Bull actually took his EL34, and I had known of the capacitor clip, which was it the C34 capacitor that you have to clip. I had known about it, but I didn't want to do it to the first one just because I was already considering selling it. Like if someone wanted it, I would sell it, and someone did. But when I got it the second time around, I was just like, yo, it's $500. You know, I should do it, but I don't know. And then Kyle posted a video where he did it, and it sounded absolutely amazing. So I did the same thing, and again, absolutely mind blown. So although this video kind of goes the thumbnail looks like I'm going to try my best at duplicating Scott Ian's tone from Anthrax. I'm really not. I just wanted to kind of feature the EL34 and kind of go into the fact that, you know, if you were to find this, like I know guys that have purchased the EL34 in mint condition with plastic and everything still on it for $425, $450, $525. Great amp. Again, take that capacitor completely off, and because it completely butchers it. So I'm using the blue channel on this one, and running my VFE Dragon. So if you guys have ever heard of the VFE Standout, this is basically the Standout with an overdrive option. So do I have this one here? I don't have another one here. I think I have the Henning here, but yeah, dude, if you guys get the chance, I'm telling you, get yourself an EVH EL34, and you know, I don't know if you need the 100 watt. That's kind of a little overkill. It's not, considering the fact that I have a bunch of 100 watts, but for the most part, I'll usually throw 100 watt into my 2 notes captor and then dial it back so it's negative 20 dBs. So even at 100 watt, it's really not pushing 100. So. you guys even hear that? Hold on, let me. What's this little arrow do? Any of you just coming my way? Good, Juanito. You're gonna absolutely love it, dude. That's a sick amp. You are going to love it. Run my Sin 1 into the power section of my armored Sabo. Oh, that's right. You do have a Sabo. Thought it was a 6L6 version. No, Matthew. So the Stealth is a 6L6 version. Right? Okay, so the EVH has three 5150 50 watts, and this only pertains to the 50 watt. The Stealth 6L6 is perfect. The original EVH 5153, which is the white one, that one is normal. The blue channel on the white EVH is perfect. It's when you get the EL34 that the problem occurs, and what ends up happening is when you clip the C34 capacitor on the board, which is super easy, you literally, you take a scissor, you could just clip it right off, and done. Once you clip it, it actually reverts the blue channel to basically what the blue channel is on the white 6L6. So if you have the original EVH 6L6 which is the white Tolex, you're fine. That one you just work your magic on and you're completely fine. But once you take, the next amp that they made was the EL34, use that blue channel. I'm telling you now, it does not, some people like it. I guess it depends on the kind of music you play. But that's what ends up happening. What's up? Interesting. Use a mud killer. Yeah, dude, it's funny how I considered, the 137 capacitor. C137, not C34. C137. Thanks, guys. It's funny. There's actually just an arrow that pops up every once in a while. It's like, hey, you have something new. And I clicked on it and I just saw that. So capacitor 137, not 34. C137. So yeah, dude. So, what do you do in today's age when used amps are... Yo, what's up, John? And, when you go to buy a used amp and, they're more than they were new 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I just think that's crazy. The fact that and of course you have to factor in COVID, right? So here's COVID. It kind of hits everyone hard. It's not just people not buying amplifiers because they're like, hey, I need to watch my money and make sure that I have enough for the family, for myself. But for the most part, people are saving their money, not buying amplifiers, not buying guitars. Then there's all of these issues overseas, and companies aren't getting all of their parts that they need. And, all of a sudden guitars are... Listen to Necro. No, I've never actually heard of Necro. If you have a link to Necro from Brooklyn, either send me a link through Instagram, or I think you should be able to send a link through there and I'll just see it and then I'll click on it. But never heard, of Necro, but that's probably, I would assume, death or in that ballpark. The same channel as this. Oh, it does. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the Lunchbox version has the original 6L6 tone on there, which I guess makes sense because by that point they would have realized, like, oh, guys, slam on the brakes. We kind of have an issue with the EL34. There's some, to be honest with you, I don't even know if they've ever fixed it, because I'm pretty sure that you can actually still buy the EVH EL34 50 watt. And if they didn't fix that capacitor, it's still going to have the same issue. You're still going to have guys like me saying, clip capacitor 137, even though I said 34 like 1,000 times. It's funny, even before I said it, I was just like, I think it's 34. an idea. Okay, so as far as prices go, with everything across the board, and I almost like hate to say this, but this is my first ESP M2 custom neck through body. This is my first one that at the time I had a bunch of ESPs, but they were all neck through bodies. Then I came across this one in mint condition with the original ESP case from the 80s, or late 80s, early 90s, and I paid $850 for this. I want to say it was 4 years ago. Maybe it was 4 years ago. Got this one, and immediately it just changed everything. So here's this one, and I always told myself, okay, I would drop some ESP bolt-ons to get some neck through bodies. So I've actually had a few like Horizons that were bolt-on that I sold, and I used that money to buy ESPs that were neck through bodies. So I literally watched this guitar go from $850. The next one I bought was $1250. The third one I bought was $1,500. And the last one I bought, which was the red one, this one, was $2,250. And that was $2,250 because it's rare. You know, like I probably wouldn't have spent that much, but I love the fact that it has like a quilted flame kind of mix match between the two of them. And hold on one second. Happy with the Roadster and Badlander. This is a good MC. Yeah, dude, they really are. So now there's not only are there a lot of amps to buy, and if you can find them cheap, it's great. But the problem is that, you know, where does that leave you with Kemper? You know, now you have Kemper, and you can literally have any amp, any at your disposal. Like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I look at this craziness, and I'm just like, that's a lot of loot. Like, I should probably just have that in my bank account. But, you know, how fun is having money sitting in the bank doing nothing, and you're playing out of a Kemper. Kempers are great, but having amps is greater. How does that even sound? Someone tell me how that sounds on that end. Because I'm using just my regular mic up here. And Matt, you have an ESP? Yeah, dude. I only have, I think, one, two. I think I have only two ESPs left that are bolt-on. Two? Yeah. And all the other ones are neck through body. Oh, I'm lying, three, because even my Kirk Hammond, my KH2 is an earlier model, and that's bolt-on before they did neck through bodies on that model, because now they come as neck through. All right, guys. So if you're still on, 16 people, let me know. I'm gonna call this mic 1. Nah, no Kemper. Yo, they're actually good. They're decent. For what they do, it's great. Like if you want to record and not have to go through the whole miking process, like that will drive you crazy, which is what drives me crazy. Oh, the LTD Eclipse. Yeah, dude. You know, I just think that I have two of them now. So yeah, dude, they're absolutely amazing. Oh, here's this guy is my favorite right here. Love this thing. All right, so let me, all right, so I'm going to call this mic 1, and I'm going to switch to mic 2, which is literally miking the Mesa 412, but let me know which one you guys favor. So I'll play mic 1 for 10 seconds and then switch over to the other one. Let me know if mic 1 or mic 2. This is mic 1. All right, so that's mic 1. I'm going to switch to mic 2. Okay, mic 1 or mic 2? Where is this? Mic 1, definitely? Okay, good. All right, so I'll stick to mic 1. Mic 2. Oh, John, now you're messing with me, dude. Yeah, Matt, they really are. It's, dude, mic 1? Okay, Juanito, good. Timmy 1? Okay, good. All right. So I'll just, both sound great, but 1 for me. Okay, cool. Thanks, bro. Thanks, guys. You know, so here's the one thing. When you do a live stream, you, for whatever reason, the audio doesn't pop up on the side. So sometimes when I do a regular episode, you'll see me glance over at the camera. What I'm really doing is I'm not looking at myself like I'm doing now. I'm literally looking at the audio visual readout to see if it's peaking or if it's just below it. So such a terrible lead guitarist. You know what I run into as someone who attempts to play leads? I realize that I don't know what I'm doing, and in realizing that I have no idea what I'm doing, then I don't want to practice. Right? Or even worse, I'll try to practice, and if it's a scale, then I don't know how to put it all together, right? Because you can go. To me, that sounded like a disaster, like a complete mess, but... that's what I should have had, Kevin. I should have had just a beer handy. A bit close to 2, but... Oh, 2 breaks up a little bit? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, bro. It's probably because I literally have it... I have the mic into the mesh and pushed in. So, you know... I always sit back and I'm just like, I hate miking. Like, it just drives me crazy. You know who I watch every once in a while? When he posts a video and it's just encouraging. Encouraging because I'm just like, I don't know what mindset you need to create solos like that. But Dan Gates, yo, that dude's an absolutely incredible guitarist. I'll see. I think I can actually add info in the description on a live stream after. But Dan Gates, dude, that dude is an absolutely incredible guitarist. Lead speeds as long as you have fun. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I'll try to play leads, but dude, they're so frustrating. So, you know, and to me, it's what's his name? What's the guitarist's name from Meshuggah? Not Frederick Thorndahl. What the heck is it? Per Nilsson. What? Bro, I'm telling you now, at some point, YouTube, Per Nilsson, and there's a video. Oh, man, I'm trying to remember what it was titled. But try to find the video where people are randomly throwing keys out to him, right? So he's just playing and someone's just like, you know, E Mixolydian, and he literally will just and then someone will throw out A or C Aeolian, and he's like, and I'm just like, yo, how does that even, to me, that, like, how is that possible? And yes, the guy's a professional. I think if you're a professional musician, and there's tons of professional musicians who can't read a lick of music. They look at a note and it might as well be something written in Kazakhstan. So, but for those guitarists that just psychologically are always in music mode, I think that is crazy. Crazy, another level. I don't understand it, but I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, Purr's absolutely amazing. Yes, Scar Symmetry is one of his bands that he's in. That's right. I have goosebumps thinking about how gifted that guy is. And every once in a while I'll be lucky enough to just pop up into Instagram and it'll be like, oh, Purr is just created a live stream. And I sit back and, what's the one guitarist? Jesus Christ. Dude, I'm so bad with names of guitarists. But what is his one or his major influence is that one guitarist, the British guy who died, who used to play for Kiesel. I know you're saying his name right now. The British guy who started out... Dude, I know so much about this guy except his name! He started out as a trumpet player and then didn't like the trumpet. I want to say his dad was the one that wanted him to play the trumpet. Not the trumpet, the saxophone, right? And then he started playing guitar, but he wanted his guitar to sound like a saxophone, like the way that fluid... Meshuggah. Yeah, dude. So he plays a lot of like... So he just does all these like runs, dude. Alan Holdsworth, thank you. Yes. And here's the one thing. I've known of Alan Holdsworth for years. For years, but never really got into him. And then I watched some video and I'm just like, yo, this guy's an absolute monster. And then it's sad if you were to see photos of how he looked at the very end of his life. Like, I don't know, he must have had some kind of an issue because, I imagine Alan Holdsworth always being like this tall, skinny dude, right? And then he ended up just getting really bloated. And, it's unfortunate. That's what happens when you have things like kidney failure or there's something just in your body that's just getting backed up and it's just... pumping more water into your body, so... Terrible. So the one thing with this guitar, when I got it, is the fact that... I don't know why, but, here are two pickups, right? Think about this. Okay, two pickups, volume and tone. How do you select them? How do you select which pickup to use? Tell me. So I was just like, so I got this guitar and I'm just like, that's kind of peculiar. How do I toggle between them? And then, so I brought it to my boy Madison, who does all my electrical for everything. And I'm like, bro, what's up with this thing? And he's like, I've seen that before. He's like, we're going to have to convert your tone into a pickup selector. So, so the way it is now, pushed down, it's the bridge pickup. And if I pull it up, then it is my neck pickup. So now, all right, so for those of you guys who play leads, right? And even if you just dabble, I feel like I just dabble. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just dabble. What scales do you find yourself predominantly using? And I'm trying to remember what his name is. I asked this one guitarist. What's the guitarist's name from Silver Talon? Silver Talon. What the heck is his name? Van Hooster? Van what? Someone hook me up. Bruce Van Hoosen, right? Is that who that is? Bryce or Bruce, or is it Bruce? It's either Bryce or Bruce. Van Hoosen, I think is his last name. Anyway, so Ray Finkel. No, I don't know who Ray Finkel is. I think the other guitarist in Silver Talon is Mexican. Mexican American, because born in Mexico and lives somewhere in Oregon or something. So I had actually reached out to Bryce, right? I think it's Bryce. So I reached out to him just like, bro, like, what are your, for some reason, drawn to diminished? So one thing that Bryce said, he said, there's no blend between the two pickups. It's literally one or the other, nothing in between. So he said diminished. He also said, major, minor, diminished. And what's the one that Yngwie uses? Minor? What the heck? What's the one that Yngwie always uses? E harmonic minor? Something like that? Why is this popping up? Let's see. Joe Fablitz. Todd, damn you. Safudo Coffee. That's funny. Nameless says it's Ray Finkel. Harmonic minor. That's what it is. Thanks, Matt. Nameless. So what do I think that maybe that's the new guitarist. Maybe he has a new guitarist. But one is Bryce, and I thought I know that I guess at one point they had a guitarist who was Mexican, because there was the whole DACA thing, where everyone had to deal with their papers if they were born in another country and then came to the U.S. As a minor. But I know the other guitarist came from Mexico and had an issue because at one point, Silver Talon couldn't tour overseas because they had to worry about him potentially not being allowed to enter the U.S. again, just because he just didn't have the papers that he needed. Anyway, so that's the problem that I have. Two things: what scale to use, right? So I always run into that issue, and then the other is staying in key. So when do you change? Like, when do you change keys? Like, I feel like some guitarists are either I must stay in key and must write out my lead and make sure that I follow it, and others are just like, and that I feel like that's me. I'm of the latter. Ray Finkel, the cop. That was a full. What? No. Who is that? Hold on. Ray Finkel, the cop. That was a football player. No, I don't think. Ace Ventura. Oh, you're so funny. Ray Finkel, the cop. You're so funny. When in doubt, just chug right down to E. Yo, I remember playing with this one guitarist, and I'm going back to like 2000. It was definitely before 9/11, maybe 99. And we went to the studio, and he's like, and I hate to even sound like I'm being a nerd, like, hello, guys. And he wasn't. He was actually a really cool guy. But in my head, he's like, we're going to go from F to G to C. And I'm like, bro, tell me where on the neck, what fret on the neck. Go from 3 to 5 to 6 to 2. And I'm like, yo, was that hard? You know, I didn't think that I was back in elementary school telling me which notes to go to. I just know numbers. It's like that meme with Jim Root, right? I'm trying to remember how it was. Blah, 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 blah. I just think that's hilarious because that's my language. I feel like... I feel like that's like I can speak that language. To me, that's like caveman, right? Blah 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 blah. Like I can talk in that caveman language way over speaking to me in notes and just being like, dude, just play a G, go into a C, then go into an A, and I'm like, I don't know, dude, no, bro. That's how you turn around and all of a sudden you put your guitar on like a stand and then it falls over and breaks. It's not that it fell and broke. It's that I kicked the heck out of it for being so angry. Yeah. So here's the one thing, or strange thing rather. So someone posted like a friend's band and I'm listening to them and the first thing I noticed is they play a lot of staccato. So a lot of... And for the life of me, I could not figure out... Rumi, you're the best. Rummy? I'm going to say Rummy. Bro, you're the man. Thank you so much. That's awesome. That's so cool. This is cool about Anchor. Yeah, dude, without question. So here's the one thing, though. Depending on which ESP Horizon you get... Because I think they kind of went through like an era, right? So, where is it? So, give me 1 second. So, like, here's this this is a 1991 ESP Horizon custom neck through body, right? But this one is unusually light for the models that I compared to that were also Horizon Customs compared to the M2. This is a boat. But that's kind of like what I like about it is that it's so heavy. This one isn't heavy, right? So let me put this one back really quick. Then, get out of the way. But then I have this 1996 ESP Horizon Custom also bolt-on, but because it's ash, it is literally the lightest guitar that I have. This one is the lightest guitar that I own. I couldn't believe it. So I think there was a time when ESP was just like, hey, we're going to make really light guitars, really light Horizons. So for instance, those two Horizons that I have, the body thickness is really narrow. I mean, it's got to be, if this is the regular thickness, you know, so if you have an Ibanez or whatever guitar, if this is the regular thickness, those Horizons are probably, you know, 1/4 of an inch thinner. It's at least 1/4 of an inch thinner, just really light. And that's what I dislike about it, but that's what I like about it also, is just having these two ESPs that are just ridiculously light. So now I have to see if, so in a few weeks, right? Is it in a few weeks? When the heck is it? Let me click over live chat. Oh, no way. Was it that light? A little over 7 pounds? Yeah, dude. No, Matt. So although I have the Splawn cabinet, I have the mic in front of the Mesa 412. So, and that's because I'm running it through my 2-notes captor. So everything, it's, for me, it's easy because I route everything to the one cabinet here. So that's why I have, you can see the mics right there. So I have that wired, or I have the mic set to that one. So regardless of which amp I use, I always just route it to that Mesa. Mesa. I say Mesa because I'm Hispanic. I don't know. I can't just say Mesa, even though it's Mesa in Spanish. So with the Splawn, I actually just have a regular speaker mic. So if I want to use it, I can. I just have to then play around with the back of the whichever amp I actually want to use. So yeah, so it's weird. It's weird. Yo, having all this is ridiculous. Like it's cool, but it's not cool. It's kind of a headache every once in a while. So, you know, so listen, I'll be honest with you guys. So earlier when I noticed that YouTuber making that he was going to make a live stream video comparing or trying to reproduce Scott Ian's tone, which is how I got the idea of just poking fun and doing the same. Yo, I put, you know, randomly like, I'll just put it for 2:30 because I think his live stream was starting at 11, and I'm like, he's not going to be on for 3.5 hours. I was like, let me just put it for 2:30. Yo, at 2 o'clock, people were texting me, yo, I'll see you at 2:30, and I'm like, 2:30? What's at 2:30? And then realized that I had a live stream for 2:30 today, and I actually didn't intend on having a live stream. Yo, so at 2 o'clock, I jump out, I run downstairs, I change to a different shirt, I turn everything on, I have to warm up the head, I had to get everything up and running, I had to do sound check, but I couldn't do sound check because if I do a live stream, I don't get to see the levels. So then all of a sudden I'm just like 2:29 and I hit the live stream. I'm like, let's see if anyone's going to be on. And now there's 26. So that's cool. You know, so. Yo, have you guys seen all the pedals that I'm selling? Yo, it's funny. I think the last time I did this was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. At one point, I collected so many pedals. And after a while, like, you know, you have your favorites, and I love my favorites so much that I buy multiple of my favorites, which is mental. It's totally mental. So the other day I was just like, yo, I have 2 KSR Ceres pedals. Why do I need 2? And then I'm like, oh, I have 5 Dirty Trees. Why do I need 5? I have a Maxon OD808. I have two Maxon OD808s, but I have three other ones, including the Fortin Ibanez TS9. And dude, and then I'm just going through all my pedals. I'm like, that pedal I don't really use that much. That pedal was great, but I've replaced that pedal with this one. So I ended up pulling together 39 pedals in all. And just keep in mind, don't feel bad. I still have like 60 some odd pedals left. And someone was just like, "Oh, dude, you're getting rid of so many." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm really not. Because a lot of these I have multiples. Like I love them so much. You know, I have that ridiculous, stupid statement in my mind, which is, what is it? A pair and a spare, right? So in my mind, if I like something, I have to get another one. But just in case something happens to one of them, I need to have a spare. So for the most part, if I like a pedal, I usually have between 2 and 3 at a minimum. Sometimes it's 5 or 6. So yeah, so, you know, why? Yo, I'm not even in a band. I'm in my basement. Louie, where do you play? My basement. Oh no, I'm talking about bands. Yeah, the band is in my basement. I just call it Louie Square Garden. This light over here is way too bright. Hold on. Let's see. Ooh, let me switch guitars. Does that one have a strap? It does. Please hold. Ah! I was trying to get it. This guitar I absolutely love. And I love this one. So this is my ESP Urban Camo. It's an E2, right? So I tried looking for this, and my second ESP M2 Custom I bought from Tim Payne, who builds skateboard ramps all over the United States. For all of you guys who are old school skateboarders, if you remember the Paulo Peralta 3 video, which is the Search for Animal Chin, the ramp at the end of the video, Tim Payne built that ramp. And he later, for the 30th year reunion, which would have been in 2016, he rebuilt it again at Woodward and did a whole huge shoot with Grant Britton. So he was selling one after I bought my M2 from him. He ended up having this one, but just it was the actual M2 standard series. So he ended up selling it to one of his boys who was just like, "Bro, one of my boys really wants it. He's always been eyeing it, you know, and I feel like I owe it to him." So his buddy bought it. And that was kind of like the last time that I ran into one that wasn't an arm and a leg. So, so of course, this also reminds me of, if you look at the inlays, these are the Jeff Henneman Eagles from Slayer, and they're just mother of pearl stickers. So you just put them on there, and that's what it looks like, right? So I've had people ask me if it's the Jeff Henneman, but Jeff Henneman guitars don't have a reverse headstock because Jeff never liked them. They were always angled down. So, you know, I absolutely love Jeff and his style of playing, except their lead playing is kind of crazy because it reminds me of how I play leads, which isn't very good. They're better than me, though. So I ended up finding this one. It's an ecto body, and it's light, but dude, this thing looks, to me, it's just, you know, I wanted one for so long, and all of a sudden my boy reaches out to me, who works at the local guitar shop, and he's like, we have an urban camo that someone, I forgot what it was, right? It came in, and I want to say the day this thing came in, someone put money down on it. So they took it off the shelf and put it in the back. I think they gave them, you know, they gave like $250 for it. But the guy never came back for it and never put more money on it. So they ended up like calling the guy. The number didn't work. They tried looking him up on Instagram, on Facebook. The guy like basically disappeared. And they were just like, we're going to have to put this thing back on the rack. So I ended up trading 2 guitars for this one. And, you know, one of the best trades I've ever done. Wow, I've been talking for 52 minutes and 50 seconds. Maybe I'll end it after an hour. That's a long time. Yo, I can talk, but not that long. Like, I'll talk for an hour today and then, like, not talk for the next 3 days. Like, yo, we're all a little cuckoo. Yo, we're all a little cuckoo. So now, here's a good question for all you guys. Which one of you guys plays just for the heck of it? I feel like everyone kind of plays for the heck of it. And then every once in a while, like my boy Toddzilla, he's like, what's up, son? Need to be in a band? Yesterday. And then he just finds people and then plays in a band. And I remember thinking when I started playing again in 2016, yo, I swear to God, I remember thinking, hold on, let me just scroll through this. What's up, Scott? Yeah, no, dude. What's up, Park? The Heavy Empress? I don't even know. I don't know what I have it there as. I'll message you in a bit or after, because I'll be on here for like another 5 minutes. What's up, Jason? What's up? But yeah, so in 2016, I remember thinking, all right, I'm starting to play again. You know, I got an amp. I got a new guitar. Then I got a second guitar. And I'm like, okay, I need to join a band. So then I put the word out, like, hey, local guy from Brooklyn looking to start a band. And found a drummer, found a bassist, found another guitarist, and a potential singer. But then I realized, bro, I don't have time. Who has time to be in a band? So, and of course, you have to try to find the time, right? And I did. Yeah, dude. Like it's kind of like you said. It's all it's all you either appreciate the camaraderie that you get from with a bunch of other people, or you're stuck with a bunch of egos that are off-putting, and you're just like, the vibe is already kind of annoying. It's too stressful, you know. So it got to the point that every Thursday we would have band practice, and someone was just like, "I need a break," and I'm like, "All right, we've only been here for 15 minutes. I guess you need a break, right?" And then we'd be on the break for an hour on a break. Why? We got here for 15 minutes, and now we're on an hour break. And then at some point, like I'm just like, never mind. I don't feel like playing anymore. And then one by one, everyone kind of everyone eventually realizes that there's no oomph there. Like everyone's, the winds died down and no one's up and running. Isn't she recorded? Yeah, dude. Like it's interesting how many people, which I think is great, how many individuals have put out albums. I think that's crazy. I think that's awesome. But I don't have that mindset. Like literally, I have everything that I need. I have a guitars, amps, mics. If I want to go direct, I can go direct. If I want to use a Kemper, I can use a Kemper. I know how to write drums. I have a bass. I don't want to sit down in front of a computer and go track to track. Like I want to write a song with a bunch of people and then have someone else say, "Okay, Lewis, now it's your turn to record your rhythm track." Okay. That's it. Like I don't want to do all of it. And I appreciate guys that can do all of it, like Dan Sugarman from Ice Nine Kills. Talking to him, he's actually the reason why I started getting recording equipment. He's just like, bro, if you can't find people to play with, you don't need people to play with these days. Just get, a drum application or drum program and start doing it yourself. And that's why I have all of that. But then he failed to mention that I also have to learn how to use it. I hate you, Dan Sugarman. He's absolutely hilarious though, but fucking guy. I was just like, okay, cool. What do I do with my Reaper dog? And he's like, dude, press record. And I'm like, okay, not realizing I needed to activate the track, make sure that it sounds good, play back. Dude, it's a whole other mindset. And I don't have that. Maybe because I'm old, maybe because I grew up, and if we recorded, someone would just be in the studio and they're like, "You guys want to record?" Yeah. Okay. We're going to put a tape in the tape deck and we're going to hit record, and just know in about 40 minutes, you got to flip the cassette. Okay. And that's it. And that's how we recorded, just we fucking put a cassette in and just let the guy, at that point it was Mike from Fastlane Studios in Brooklyn. And he would just be like, all right, let's do a little sound check, literally 2 minutes. And that was it. And he would just put a tape in, record it, and done. But to sit down and be like, okay, I need to, dude, I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, no, look, we're coming down. Yeah, dude, 43. Listen, shocked that at 43 you're running into that, But I get it because I feel like I'm a computer nerd. But when it comes down to wanting to learn something new now, dude, I do not have the patience for it. Don't have the patience. And that's all it is. It's really just patience. Dude, we did an hour. What? Literally, I'm going to end up eating for like the next 3 days and not talking. Like my throat hurts. I'm just not used to it. So I'm going to turn that off. Let's turn this off. This is how I do this with this little guy. I have to pull it out. Yo, you guys are absolutely awesome. Look, there's 22 left. Some of you guys have already left because you're just like, it's already on the 1 hour mark. Louis said he's getting the heck out of here. And let me click that. See. Matthew, you too, bro. Keith, Mero, and Ola. Takes a lot of time though too. Oh, do they do their own too? Yo, I can't. I just can't. You know. And like I said, and I'm older than Ola, but I think Keith Merrow may be around my age. But you know, that's cool. You know, I know Misha does the same thing, but I just can't. I just can't. Like, you know, if I sit down too long, I'm just like, must get up. Got to do something. Got to do something. Again, I'm cuckoo, but so is everyone. So guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't, but I'm pretty sure that all of you guys probably subscribe to my channel, and that's why you're still here, and you're probably awesome, and I talk to you all the time, which is why you're still here. And I feel like a lot of you guys, like PJ, a lot of you guys, you know, I talk to all the time. So Jason, you're the man. Thank you so much. Rummy, yo, shoot me. Yo, friend me on Facebook. I need to figure out if it's Rummy or Rumi, but you're the man. Thank you so much. And guys, have a great Saturday. Peace out, Jeremy. You guys are the best. And as usual, I try to be the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Alan, all right, brother. I'll talk to you guys soon.